Hello, good afternoon. I'm Jovanee Recendez from Bild 18. I'm David's section, and today I will be discussing child marriage and early marriage in developing countries such as Nepal and Southeast Asia. In these countries, children are encouraged to find their soulmates at a very young age, like around 12 or 14, and they just basically they have already set marriages for their children, and they are pressured into marriage. Typically, the girls are 12 years old, and the men average about 40 to 50 years old, and it's their way of securing a future for themselves as women. And in these developing countries, women don't have the equal power, and they just don't have equal power as men do in these countries. And that way, if they have a marriage already set for them, they have a future for them and their children as well. Let's see. An article described that was handed out in class. Siani is a 12-year-old girl, and she had two children with her husband, who was about I think 30 or 17 years old. Sorry about that. And they were actually planning to get married soon. So at age 14, she decided to get married and moved in with her in-laws in order to build farms and just support her own family. She was forced to drop out of her education and just raise her children and just farm and basically just give up her life for her family. Young women in these countries are forced to leave their education behind and raise their own family. Sadly, in most developing countries, it's the same story repeated over and over again. Thankfully, in America, women are encouraged to go to school, go to college, have an education, and be successful. In these countries, women who give birth to children at such a young age suffer because of the 7 million population that we currently at right now. They suffer from many birth defects that the child could have at such young age because typically these women aren't matured enough to even have their own children. It's like children having their own children, which is typically not prosperous in this specific environment that we're in. Let's see. And in Nepal, for example, where all these women are starting to give birth at such a young age, the environment that these newborns are grown into are very full of carbon emissions. They are destructive, and also these women in these rural countries don't have the adequate like medical and necessities and all the natural and thankfully what we have in America, they don't really have any financial capability that America has today. So we should be thankful for what we have today. Let's see. And also rural villages in Nepal also don't have any means of recycling, reusing, and reducing their carbon emissions. So their children are born into these type of environments that don't really promote environmental friendly solutions to problems that we are facing today. Let's see. Typically, it is about estimated that around 600,000 women in Nepal um, die from giving birth because their bodies are not fully developed and simply just can't support all this new system that their body's going through. The World Health Organization is also helping out countries such as Nepal in order to give birth control, contraceptives, and just support family planning and encourage young women to go to school and get their college education and high school education as well and make something for themselves as well. I guess the World Health Organization as well is giving women equal power and giving women a sense of freedom and establishment for themselves as well. And sadly, more families are being created in these developed countries. There's also illnesses and diseases being created as well. There's the use of natural energy sources such as oil, natural gas, and coal are being used excessively in these areas where these developing countries don't understand how to properly dispose of them, and and then leave all this runoff to the water sources where these babies get fed and washed and cleaned as well. And then to just sum this all up, it's important to understand that children cannot be having children, and there needs to be just a World Health proximity of women understanding where they are in society and being able to raise their families and choose their families according to their own standards, not the standards of other people. Thanks for listening, and again, my name is Jovanee Recendez, and today I discussed child marriage in developing countries. Thank you.